What's happening, everybody? Greg Ehrenberg here from Odd Chopper. It is Friday. We're about to talk about the best bets of the day to bring us into the weekend. So if you can do me a favor, like this video, subscribe to the YouTube channel if you want access to more of the data and tools that I'm about to show you on screen. We have a offer here, 70% off when you use the link below to sign up for the first time. So massive discount when you sign up using that link. So if you want to make some money at sports betting, take advantage of the opportunity. But now let's go ahead and look at some of the best bets of the day. Going to look at baseball, and then also going to check see if anything is standing out for MMA, because we have a UFC card tomorrow. And at least this morning, there's a couple bets when I woke up that were standing out, and interested to see if there are still any that are standing out on the board. But our number one bet of the day is Alex Cobb for under 4.5 strikeouts. And Cobb has been better over the last couple of seasons than he was in the seasons before that. And a big part of it, too, has just been that he's healthy. We very seldomly see Alex Cobb as a healthy starting pitcher. But one thing that has come with him being healthier at this point in his career is he's also not really generating as many strikeouts. So Alex Cobb has a matchup against the New York Mets at Citi Field. And I know the Mets offense has been a little bit disappointing. I mean, the Mets team as a whole, but the Mets are also healthy themselves, which has not been the case for a lot of the year. Pete Alonso back from the injured list a few days ago. So matchup for Alex Cobb, not the easiest one in the world. He's not been the highest strikeout pitcher this year either, so I like him for under 4.5 strikeouts. Another strikeout prop that stands out here, Christopher Sanchez for under 4.5 strikeouts, taking on the Washington Nationals. And if we look at Christopher Sanchez for the year, unproven young pitcher, and I know that the Nationals are a team that presents a pretty easy matchup, but still, I think that if we're looking at Christopher Sanchez or the Nationals offense, I do have a slight lean towards the Nationals offense side of it, particularly when you just look at some of the data that we have so far this year on Sanchez. He's only made 3 major league starts, so I'm going to look primarily at his minor league data, which was not good this year. We saw in AAA for the Philadelphia Phillies, 10 appearances for Sanchez, 4.35 ERA, 5.35 FIP. Also, wasn't really getting strikeouts in the minor leagues, sub 20% K rate in AAA. So the Nationals offense, is it great? No, but it is better than a AAA offense. And Christopher Sanchez was struggling in AAA. So give me under 4.5 strikeouts for Sanchez. And then some other props here that are standing out. Brian De La Cruz of the Marlins, over 0.5 total runs at plus 120. We have the fair odds at plus 108. I like that. And then Mike Trout, who's had some rough games as of late. A lot of strikeouts for Mike Trout. It's funny, they had that crazy game at Coors Field where he went out and the Angels put up, was it 25 runs in that game? And Trout has been striking out a ton since then. So give me under 0.5 hits for Trout, plus 188. Not a bet that's going to win super frequently, but it's worthwhile to plus 188 odds. See, we have it winning 37% of the time. Still presents us some value at plus 188. Let's see, any of these home run props look good. Giancarlo Stanton plus 310 to hit a home run. And it looks like Stanton is getting back to hitting the ball well. And there was no way he was going to maintain hitting as poorly as was at the start of the year, right? We had Giancarlo Stanton had something like a 75 WRC plus through the first couple months of the season, battling injuries. That's something that's always going to happen with Giancarlo Stanton, is the injury situation. But some better contact as of late, hit a home run a couple of days ago, had a double last night. So Giancarlo Stanton, I think he's starting to trend upward, plus 310 to homer. We have the fair odds at plus 284. Let's go and look at MMA. See what is standing out for this weekend. So the Jimmy Crute fight, that is actually for next weekend, but we do have a little bit of value here on Pinat Fakhretdinov taking on Kevin Lee. So Kevin Lee is making his return to the UFC. A ton of by the way, I didn't intend to talk solely about injuries today, but it just seems to be coming up in a lot of the lines that are here. But Kevin Lee tore both of his ACLs. So something that actually happened in his last stint in the UFC is he had an ACL tear. He was trying to make his way back a little bit too quickly, and so ended up tearing his other ACL in that rehab process. Then he fights in Eagle FC, takes on Diego Sanchez, and Sanchez is super washed at this point in his career. And what ends up happening in that fight, Diego Sanchez kicks Kevin Lee in one of his knees. Kevin Lee almost immediately ends up injuring his knee again, guts out the rest of the fight and wins, but he didn't look particularly great in that fight. And it was in a really easy matchup against Diego Sanchez. And now taking on Fakhretdinov, who looks like a really good prospect, who also is going to be significantly bigger than Kevin Lee. When Kevin Lee was at his prime in the UFC 5-6 years ago, he was fighting at 155 pounds at lightweight. Now he's fighting at 170, and he just didn't look great in his last fight at 170 pounds against D-Rod. So give me Fakhretdinov minus 190. I do think there's a little bit of value there. Let's see, what are some of the other lines on the board? Yep, minus 210 at DraftKings, minus 215 at FanDuel. Those lines are a little bit more fair, but the 190 at BetMGM, I do think there's a little bit of value on it. Now let's go ahead and look at Prize Picks. See if there is a Prize Picks card that we could build out that's plus EV, and it appears, yes, there is. So this is going to be Michael Lorenzen under 4.5 strikeouts. Christian Yelich and Jock Peterson both for under 1.5 total bases. Joey Meneses under 1.5 total bases. And then Mike Ford and Austin Hedges under 0.5 total bases. So a 3% expected EV on this 6-leg flex parlay. And now if we go and check out the parlay builder for FanDuel, let's see what we could build over at FanDuel. Take out the Jimmy Crute fight just because that is next weekend. Take out Miller one. All right, so some lines we've already talked about here. Christopher Sanchez under 4.5 strikeouts. Alex Cobb under 4.5 strikeouts. And then another one added here, Justin Steele under 4.5 strikeouts. So 3-leg parlay, all on strikeout unders, all 4.5 unders as well. 23% expected win rate, good for an 18% expected EV. That is our parlay of the day here in OddsShopper. So that is going to walk us through the top bets that are projected of the day. If you guys could do me a favor, if you haven't done yet, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel if you want more bets and information for myself. Download Chalkboard, totally free chat app, and there's a link for that below. But that's it for the week, guys. I hope you have a great weekend. I'll be back here on Monday with more bets. Have a good one. Peace out.